everybody, it's Marla Martenson, and you are watching another episode of Conversations with Cupid, and I'm here with Karen Dahlman. Yahoo! Yay!
Yay!
And we're with our domestics. I've got a black dog, and she's got a white cat back there. And this is Macy, my little black wolf. Do you want to say hi to everybody? Howl? Ow!
Hi, Macy.
Wow, she's talented, right, Macy? Give me a kiss. All
she
right.
howls at the moon,
Well,
of course.
She howls at the moon. What? Oh. Okay. That's good. Hey, she's trying to steal the show. All right, so.
She wins.
We are doing another episode of Viewer Questions. And there's a wonderful gal called Jessica who's on a Facebook group about Ouija boards. Hi, Jessica.
Hi, Jessica.
Thanks for your question. And this one ties into my career as a matchmaker. I know a lot of people who are using pendulums or boards or crystal balls or going to psychics. I know one of the main questions is about love. When is my soulmate coming? How, is my true love around the corner? And this is a great topic because we've got a lot to say on this. And Jessica had a good question because she's in a relationship with a guy who's in another state, so it's long distance. And she says, I always wondered if I could ask the board about my relationship issues. What do you girls think? I just need to know if I'm wasting my time with this long distance relationship. So I personally feel that we have so much intuition and knowing. If you have to ask that question, I'm wondering if I'm wasting my time. You probably are. But what do you feel about asking the board relationship questions and advice?
Well, I think if you're getting into using the board for this reason only, I suggest highly not. Because as many of you know who start using the board, the messages that come through are not really that accurate in the beginning. And they start to build accuracy as you build a relationship with those on the other side and other dimensions. It takes a long time for that. So to ask those questions and get an answer and then go, well, they said yes or they said no, and for them to be wrong, you don't want to make that mistake. So I would say this is a question you can ask the board at some time, but I would say not in the beginning. And even if you got an answer, don't take it verbatim and to trust it. But I'm with Marla too. A lot of times we already know the answer. We're asking a question that our higher self truly knows. And she and I both want to talk about the importance of really listening, learning to listen to yourself and not rely on just a tool or a psychic, a medium, or throwing tarot cards or runes or the Ouija board for your answers. Yes, they can augment and help us along the way, but the true answers you receive on the Ouija board, in my experience, has been really to help you find your own truth within and to find your own answers.
Yeah, because I find that we're hoping for a different answer, a different outcome. It's like, ooh, I kind of know in my gut that this guy's not really interested, or it's not going to work out, or maybe he's in a relationship. But let me just ask, maybe I'll get a different the answer that we want, right?
Yeah, the answer we want instead of the one we really know or want to hear.
Yes.
So we have to be really clear on our intentions. Always with board work, be clear on your intentions. Do you want to know the truth, or do you want to know what you just want to hear? Mm-hmm. That will muddle it up as well. This is why we always talk about doing your own work outside of the board to strengthen your internal knowing. I call it my center, my centeredness. Getting to know this part of you that is your higher self that really does know the answers. So, yeah.
I have a friend who comes over and we do some energy work on each other, and I gave her a little reading on the board, and there's a guy she's interested in that she's dated. I don't know why it's really not going anywhere. I feel that if he really wanted her, he'd be calling, he'd be asking her out, but she says, no, I know he's the one because this angel reader said he's my soulmate. Another intuitive said he's my soulmate. My board they said, no, he's not. But she wants the answer to be, yes, it is. So he says, she says, I don't think I trust yours because 3 other people said he is. But the proof is kind of in the pudding. Nothing's happening here. So you're going to get different answers. It's hard. Time is not the same as it is over here on the other side. They could say, yeah, you're going to meet the love of your life soon. Soon could be 5 years on the other side. Just doesn't, I found out that time, don't rely on that. And names can be wrong. I've had people give out actual names. And it's more use for an intuitive tool, a spiritual tool to build our own intuitive skills, connection with the energies. And we can get some accurate information, but I wouldn't go on there for love advice, really.
I wouldn't either. And as long as you start to develop, like as you're mentioning, Marla, these intuitive abilities of inside ourselves, we can really begin to learn to trust that as opposed to all these outside sources. It becomes really obsessive when we rely on the psychic 1 in 100 line or the board all the time for our answers. And so just developing these truths. And my experience has been using the board all these years is that it's helped me develop myself psychically, intuitively, empathically, and all these other levels of energy, which has been nothing but valuable for me. But valuable because I'm learning to trust myself and not all these other sources out here, like trying to tell you what to do. The key is to learn to trust yourself. So, yeah, we don't use the board for that reason alone or that purpose alone, although it can help augment things, but don't rely on that for the answer.
And I was on the board last night just for a few minutes, and I have had some health challenges this week, just not feeling well and some things, and I went on there and said, do you have anything to tell me? And they said, love yourself. And they said it so many times, love yourself. And that's come through with readings for other people that I've done. So it comes down to really having our own self-esteem, trust in ourselves, loving ourselves, and knowing that we're worthy. And that's when the right person's going to come in. It's not just because I listen to Hay House Radio a lot too, and people call into these wonderful readers, like James Von Prague or Doreen Virtue, and wonderful intuitives. But I hear so often, when is my, the man coming in? Do you see love coming in soon? Do you see that? And I kind of think it depends. It's going to depend on them, on where they are energetically and where they are in loving themselves and all of that, whether it's going to manifest or not.
And our free will comes into play. So if a psychic tells you it's going to happen in a month, and all of a sudden internally, like Marla said, you're not ready for it, you're going to somehow sabotage that and block it possibly.
Yeah.
So there's so many elements here at play that it's hard to mention them all. But again, the true answer is getting to know yourself internally so you can start making better judgments yourself. And as Marla said, if that loved one that you have your love interest upon is not showing you the interest back, check the actions. Actions speak louder than words.
Yes. Yeah, and we might want to say, oh, there's some cosmic things going on, the reason that we're not connecting now, and well, it could be, but in the meantime, move on, love your life, have a great time, don't sit thinking about that guy, get out and date 5 more, and you won't be thinking about one. I always say date like a man, as a matchmaker, because women will say, well, I've been out with this one guy twice, and he's great, I'm going to stop meeting anyone else. No. Men aren't doing that. Men are still going out. It's like a smorgasbord. Let's see who fits. Let's have fun until there's a commitment. Hey, go out there and have fun and meet new people.
Great advice.
Don't make it so serious. All right. Well, Jessica, I hope that was helpful. And anybody else who has any questions, leave them below in the comment section. And we'll see you again soon.
Bye.
Bye.